Serving the way of a disciple. Mark chapter 10 verses 35 to 45. Dear beloved disciples, greetings. Today we will reflect on one of Jesus' sayings recorded in the Gospel of Mark. We cannot hear Jesus' words directly today. Also, to whom did Jesus speak these words? He spoke to those who came to him at that time. They were not words directed to people of later generations. We must always remember this. We should listen to these words as if we were among those who stood before Jesus. If we truly love Jesus, then we must strive not just to profess our love in words, but to understand even a single verse rightly. If we desire to become disciples of Jesus, then we must be disciples who fully understand the core of his message. Then James and John, the sons of Zebedee, came to him. Teacher, they said, we want you to do for us whatever we ask. What do you want me to do for you? He asked. They replied, let one of us sit at your right, and the other at your left in your glory. James and John came to Jesus with a request. They called him Teacher. They boldly asked him to do for them whatever they requested. They asked to sit at his right and left in his glory. And how did Jesus respond? You don't know what you are asking, Jesus said. Can you drink the cup I drink, or be baptized with the baptism I am baptized with? We can, they answered. Jesus said to them, you will drink the cup I drink, and be baptized with the baptism I am baptized with, but to sit at my right or left is not for me to grant. These places belong to those for whom they have been prepared. You don't know what you are asking, he said. They had given up everything and followed Jesus to the point of death. Of course they wanted to be at his side. But Jesus said those seats are not his to grant. They belong to those for whom they have been prepared. When the 10 heard about this, they became indignant with James and John. Jesus called them together and said, you know that those who are regarded as rulers of the Gentiles lord it over them, and their high officials exercise authority over them. Not so with you. Instead, whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant, and whoever wants to be first must be slave of all. The other 10 disciples became indignant when they heard James and John's request. So Jesus gathered them and spoke. He said that the rulers of the Gentiles lord it over their people. Who were these rulers of the Gentiles? At that time, Judea was under Roman rule. Rome governed the region by appointing governors. But it wasn't just the Roman governors, there were also Jewish leaders who ruled within the society. The term high officials refers to such authorities, but Jesus said not so with you. Even though they had learned the same structures of power, the disciples of Jesus were not to follow that way. What did he say instead? If anyone wants to be great among you, he must be your servant. If anyone wants to be first, he must be the slave of all. To be first, one must be the servant of everyone. To become a servant means to serve. For even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many. The Son of Man here refers to Jesus himself. He did not come to be served, but to serve. Jesus said he did not come to receive honor and service. I did not come to be served. People are often accustomed to being served. When someone rises to a higher position, their shoulders tend to lift with pride. Even in today's church, we see a separation between clergy and lay people. Lay people cannot reach the position of clergy. There's a division, and those in high positions are often honored rather than serving. We must be aware of these things. But did Jesus enjoy being honored? No, he came to serve. And since Jesus came to serve, we too must become those who serve. Then who should we serve? Is Jesus telling us to serve him? No, Jesus never told us to serve him. So who should we serve? We should serve those who seek the kingdom of heaven. We should serve those who long to know Jesus. The disciples had given up everything to follow Jesus, but they misunderstood, thinking they would gain power. Wouldn't it have been nice if Jesus had granted them a place beside him? But he came to proclaim the kingdom of heaven. He could not act based on personal favoritism. Why did Jesus command us to serve? Because this is how the kingdom of heaven is established. If everyone seeks to be greater than the other, conflicts arise. Greed and selfish ambition surface. These are the works of Satan. Therefore, the work of a disciple is to build the kingdom of heaven and to serve many people. This is a most precious task. Is working for a wage considered serving? No, it is not. True service is done without expecting anything in return. Only then can the value of service shine brightly. Today's message is truly precious and meaningful. Though you may already know these words, I hope you will deeply understand their true meaning and meditate on them, and that you will live by them with sincerity. Dear beloved disciples, I encourage you to meditate deeply on today's saying of Jesus. That is all for today. May you always be at peace. Thank you.